Hello and welcome back to Homeschool Together, where we ask you to never forget that Pluto was and still is a planet.
Never forget.
Ariel's rocking her nerdy shirt that I got her last year or a year
A
ago?
couple years ago. I love my nerdy shirts.
I know I do. It's such an easy one for
Can
Christmas.
you believe we made it?
We made it. We're here at the end. We're at the end of the planets. We're now going off into the solar system. We're meeting Zula, and we're doing the last little bit of our whole little journey. We're here at the end, our last week. We hope you guys have enjoyed this journey. Let's get into it. We have three, not one, not two, but three anthropomorphized Pluto books for your choosing.
They're all fun. Okay, so we have A Place for Pluto.
And this is the series we've been covering.
Just Pluto, the Stacey McAnulty.
Yep. And then the one that I think you should do, which is Pluto Gets the Call.
Yeah, they're all good though, honestly.
This one was my favorite, Pluto Gets the Call. It's very funny. He's kind of the tour guide of the solar system, and you've come to meet him, and he's like, "Hey, let me take you for a ride and everything. Well, let's go visit all the planets. They're all my best buds." And all of a sudden, right as you start your tour, Pluto gets a call and says, and he finds out he's no longer a planet, and he's very angry at the scientists on Earth. And so then he goes between all the planets. He's progressively getting more and more depressed. That he's been revoked.
He's demoted to a dwarf planet.
Dwarf planet, but he's the king of the dwarf planets. They kind of threw him a bone. It's very funny because by the time he comes into the solar system, gets to Earth, he goes, that's where the scientists live. You don't want to go there. It's sort of like a Monty Python's like, oh, I better thought, let's not go to Earth. Let's go see the moon. It's very cute, very fun. If you like doing voices, this is a great opportunity. Every single planet kind of has a character, and you can do different voices. Both of my kids loved this book. I really went all out on the voices, and they loved it. So all the Pluto books were really fun.
Yep, and they'll all be in the description, so you can look at various anthropomorphized Pluto books.
We did lean on Grandma this week to read a few books. The Girl Who Named Pluto. This is kind of a fun little story, kind of biopic story about a young girl who was involved with the discoverer of Pluto, and she kind of was part of the naming of the story and as it goes, and it was really cute. There's kind of like a nice story that goes along with it, but there's also
skimmed. Grandma read, the girls they really liked it, and they wrote some things about her, and so I think this is a solid one if you want to connect it to real astronomers and things.
Absolutely,
so that's a good one.
Then there was a discovery, a probe that went out there, New Horizons, and we have two books on the New Horizons.
So this is The Little Spacecraft That Could.
And this one's Mission to Pluto.
So this one is better for a bit younger learners.
This one's a little bit more involved,
it's more elementary, and that would be maybe more middle school. So you've got options here, but they both have some good information.
And this is really cool because we got just some unbelievable, beautiful close-up photography work of the planet, and you can find a lot of great videos online from that, and it's really cool to see. Really, really awesome accomplishment to get a probe all the way out there to get a bunch of photos. So again, if you just want to lean in on that, this is a really great book, and you can kind of pair it with videos as well.
Yep, so those are really good.
And we went on and talked a little bit about black holes, and first one here is The Black Hole Debacle, story about a young girl who finds a black hole in her closet and has to kind of come to grips with it eating everything. Kind of a fun story maybe for kindergarten level, first grader level, kind of playfully talking about the idea of black holes. They can be very complex, very difficult to understand, but this was kind of a fun little read. Again, Grandma read this one. And then we have two other books. We'll talk about the first one. A Black Hole Is Not a Hole.
So this is better for a much older student. This is one that we kind of skimmed and picked out pieces that we wanted to talk about. So if there's aspects of black holes you want to dive deeper into understanding, this is the book for that. You're not going to read it cover to cover because it's way too detailed for that. But it's great if you want to like get good solid information and kind of go into specific areas.
Or if you're going to have anyone do any writing activity.
Yeah, do like research or something. This is a good book for that.
The second one we have is a little bit more on the lower age range. So it says, I'm a black hole.
Right, so it's a black hole telling about itself. So this is really great for that early elementary set. So if you've got young learners, this is perfect to kind of...
Child astronauts flying near black holes, of course.
Yeah, so this is great if you want to introduce the concept because it is very complicated. But this is awesome. You could also, if you don't want to watch Interstellar with your kids, you could even just pull up the clip of the part where they're orbiting around the black hole.
What is
right?
They're
not
Gargantua, I believe.
They're not orbiting it. I guess they're.
One of the planets is going around the black hole, and they went relativistic as they went into it. Yes.
Anyway, scenes. Interstellar,
Scenes.
black hole.
Black holes.
Probably the best.
Oh, and then when he actually goes into the black hole, meets the aliens. And all that.
So there's.
Spoilers. Sorry.
So anyway, there's some good scenes that might be probably the best visual scenes that they've made that you could find and watch.
Ask the little one to do a little artwork. She would Pluto, and Pluto's always in our heart right here. She got the spell of the names Charon as the moon.
Yeah, we didn't do a whole lot of activities this week. We were so swamped, very, very busy. So that was, we didn't get to much.
Last week we talked about one of the, homeschool together Pantheon games with Terraforming Mars. We have another game, one of my favorite games that we play.
This is also top 5.
You like it. I love it. I like it more than you do. That's kind of.
You know why? Because I am winning for 90% of the game. My strategy is working, and I am clicking along, and I am collecting those victory points, and I am so close to the end, and he is way back. Just not even in the running. And then in the last 10% or 5% of the game, he just leapfrogs me and he steals it away, snatches my victory. And I think I'm a little bitter. I think
you should change your strategy.
So this is a great game. We've been playing with our daughter since she was about 8. It's not too complex, and it's a great dice game where everyone's rolling dice and you have a board from 1 to 12, and depending on the dice that you get certain bonuses, and those are either points or money that you can spend to buy new cards and swap out, make your bonuses better. And one of the things that's great about this game is it's a simultaneous play, so that whoever's turn it is, they roll the die, everybody gets reward all the way around the table from that.
Actions that you can do even though it's not your turn.
Right. And we love games like that, especially if you have impatient players. It's really nice because there's something for everyone to do all the time. It makes the game feel really quick. Absolutely. And even though I do always lose, I still do love this game.
Well,
it is one of my favorites.
It has one of our favorite cards. So you buy different levels of cards, and they cost different amounts of money. And the final level, level 3, there's a card in there for the 12 spot. So you're rolling dice. So the combo of the dice, you either take one or the other dice, or you take the sum of the dice, and you get different capabilities. And so 12 is obviously a number that's rarely rolled, double sixes. And you have these little mechanisms where you can charge up the thing, and was it 3 charges?
So if you roll doubles, if you got this card and you roll double sixes 3 times, you just win.
You win. And our friends were playing the other one time.
And she bought it. The wife bought this card.
Bought it, and she goes, I'm going to try it. And he's like, you're never going to get it. You got to get 3 12s. So you have to roll 3 12s.
And they were already over halfway through the game. It's like, there's no way.
She rolled 3 12s.
And it was just like, you win.
You win.
And it happened. So it's fun. There's some cool expansions for it.
Yeah, and there's a Pluto expansion, right?
Yeah, it's called Shy Pluto.
It's called Shy Pluto. So there's an expansion to it also called Shy Pluto.
It has a campaign that you play through.
We have not played it yet because we just love the base game so much.
We started to. The problem we have about playing anything with campaigns is that our friends only come over once a month to play. So we need to grow our little game group internally, and they're almost there. Then we can play campaigns all the time.
Our oldest has been playing this for a long time.
She's been playing it for 2 years.
A couple of years now. That's a long time in children's lives. Yeah, it's like dog years. Yes. But our youngest, we got to get our youngest playing, then we'll have all 4 of us playing, and we'll play Space Base until the end of time.
It is a great game. It's very fun. It doesn't take that long. Yeah, it's one of his favorites.
It's one of my favorites.
Whenever I suggest, let's play a game, he's always like, Space Base. So even though we have 200 games.
It's got all these cool little ships and stuff, and they're all the same, but I like them. Anyway,
Space Base. So we played that, and then we watched. So you and our oldest have been reading Ender's Game through this entire...
Great Orson Scott card books of all time.
Yep, yeah. It's a terrific book, and I've read it in the past as well. It's great. So even if you don't plan to read it to your child, read it as an adult. It's fabulous.
It's one of the great twists of all time in science fiction.
So we read that, and then we just watched the movie. We actually watched it tonight, and it was quite good.
It's quite good. I remember at the time people, it was a miss. And yeah, you could see where there's parts in where you wish it was more. You wish it was a longer movie, or maybe you're in a TV series. But man, it was actually really good. It's beautiful. It was great CGI.
The kids were really into
Yeah,
it.
you're like, okay, well, Ender was supposed to be 6 when he started, and he gets older, and this kid looks like he's 12. And it's like, okay.
It has some of those themes of like a kid going
Yeah.
through school.
Yeah, it's all that
kind of.
kid
It's
school
a
thing.
special like school in space for him to become a battle commander against this race of aliens. And interestingly enough, so the aliens are like a praying mantis bug looking thing. And we were thinking
One
to
of the
ourselves,
57 alien species on Earth.
anyhow, and we were thinking to ourselves, like, if we had time to watch an adult movie this week, which we don't, but if we did, we would totally pair this with Starship Troopers. So if you
I'm
want to
doing
go,
my part.
yes. So if you want to go bug to bug, you could do Ender's Game with your kids.
Back-to-back bugs.
And then you could watch Starship Troopers, which would be fun. We haven't seen it in many years, so
Yeah.
if there's something inappropriate in it, I don't remember.
No,
But it
definitely
was-
not. That's definitely not for the kids.
No, it's an adult movie.
Yeah,
It's an
yeah,
adult movie.
definitely,
But
yeah.
I remember it being fun.
Neil
So-
Patrick Harris in that one, too.
Yeah, there's some good stuff in that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
And-
that would
and-
be a fun pairing.
And obviously, Starship Troopers is based. I mean,
It's a Robert Heinlein book, isn't
it's
it?
the Robert Heinlein book, but nothing to do with the book and the movie. Although the movie has its own kind of like cult following.
Yeah.
The book.
It's so campy. It's good.
The book is, I call it it's like Everest. You start so high and it kind of just trails off, but it's one of those famous sci-fi books. The beginning of the book is just tremendous. I wish it was all that, but it kind of trails off towards the end. But that's my opinion. But that Starship Troopers is a very famous book by Heinlein. Very great movie. Very campy, fun. Early 2000s?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
early 2000s.
this meant we got to watch basically all the sci-fi. We didn't get into Star Trek as much as I had planned.
You know, we tried. We tried at the very, very
Well,
beginning.
we watched a little bit of the shows, and the shows are quite a bit slower than I remember
Well, they're
them
also
being.
very philosophical.
They are,
Yeah.
and it's just a bit much for kids.
And the
but
kids are just like, what the heck?
but
are
we should
watching?
have watched like the Generations movie, and maybe we still will, even though we're done with this.
Mm-hmm.
So this wraps it up for us. We've done the whole stretch here. I think we're going to have a wrap-up video where we're going to talk about that and our forthcoming. Maybe it'll already be out when this comes out. Resource guide for
Resource guide,
space.
maybe.
So we'll talk about that too in our wrap-up video. So stay tuned, and we can give you our thoughts about the whole thing, and if we were going to do it again, what we would do. But overall, I think this was a great ending.
It was.
We had a good time.
And thank you guys for following along. There and back again, a space journey, and we are having a ton of fun. We are now going to move off. We'll talk a little bit, and maybe we'll have a starting video, but we are going to be moving on to prehistory.
We will.
And we'll talk a lot about that in the coming weeks. As we get geared up for that, we might take a week or two off, kind of get our sea legs back, and
Little break.
little break, and then we'll go ahead and dive into that. We're just continuing with the winter of science. We went for the summer of science, fall of science. Now we're in the winter of science. But thank you guys for following along. If you've been following along, share it with a family or friends if they think they're going to be doing the awesome Blossom and Root space science curriculum. They can watch our videos, help them through that curriculum. Maybe they want to compress it like we have, or maybe they want to go full hog, like it's detailed in the curriculum. But we had a great time. We'll go ahead and do a wrap-up video after this, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.